It takes faith to believe in anything, especially when we're talking about the big questions of life. Questions of origin, where did we come from? Questions of destiny, where are we going? Questions of purpose, why am I here? These are all the big questions that frankly are unknowable. There's nobody that can say, I know this. What people can say is, I believe this to be true. And that's where faith comes in. There's not a philosophy, there's not a religion, there's not a system of thinking that doesn't require trust. And I'm okay with that system because you think about any relationship, any love relationship, it requires faith. You have to trust the person you love. You have to trust that they're going to love you. You have to believe in them. And so God has set up the system that anything that we believe is going to be by faith. I just think it's a matter of saying, what's the most believable thing? When you look at all of the disciplines and you put them all together, what is the most coherent worldview? Where's the evidence lie? Where's the evidence point? And gosh, by far, I think if somebody's honest and they study and they really do the research, they're going to come to find that Christianity makes sense. When people talk about Christianity, they tend to talk about it in terms of blind faith, as if we were taking some great leap or we were taking a shot in the dark. And I just don't find that to be true. If my faith was a blind faith, frankly, I wouldn't find it compelling. I wouldn't believe it. My faith is what I'd call an evidence-based faith. If you're going to have a coherent worldview, you want a worldview that's existentially satisfying, but it can't just be existentially satisfying, it has to be intellectually credible. And so, is there evidence for it? Can I look and say, wow, history really does back this up? Wow, biology really does back this up. Wow, all of the disciplines seem to coherently fit with this particular worldview. And I'm saying when you study all of the disciplines and when you get to Christianity, you see that, my goodness, Christianity is rational. It's coherent. It makes sense. Now, there are interpretations of Christianity I get that are far out there. But if you're really honest and you really get into God's word, you start to see that, man, this thing is intellectually reasonable. And it's existentially satisfying. It really does meet the needs of my deepest questions. So people struggle with faith sometimes because they think they have to believe these outrageous types of things. And there is a sense of that, of course. I mean, there is a sense in which, wow, the stuff you're asking me to believe is huge and it's beyond what I see day to day. That's true. But if you stop and think about it for just a minute, when we talk about any of the big questions, whether it's questions of where we've come from, questions of where we're going, questions of why we're here, they require bigger thinking than we're used to. Let's talk about multiverse theory. Let's talk about the Matrix. Let's talk about all sorts of theories that people have. There's one theory that many scientists used to have that at some point somebody seeded all of the planets. Whatever it is, it's going to take a leap of faith on your part. The question is not, does it require faith? The question is it credible? Is it believable? Does it make sense with the rest of the world as I see it, as I experience it? One of the mistakes that we make is that people think that faith is the absence of doubt, meaning I have to have absolute certainty. And that's just so not true. Faith is not the absence of doubt. In fact, doubt is what makes faith possible. If I had no doubts, I wouldn't even require faith because I'd just be certain. But the reality is that doubt leaves room for the possibilities. And so I'd say for people that struggle with doubt, I'd say welcome your doubts and explore your doubts. You might learn to doubt your doubts. You might learn to say, well, gosh, why can't I believe this? But the point is, you don't have to worry about doubt because doubt makes faith possible. And there is something about me putting my trust in God that has changed my life and changed it forever. It's not really about religion. It's about, I put my trust in Jesus Christ. I put my trust in God. I rely on Him, and He starts to make the difference for my life in every way possible. Ultimately, the person that you're putting your faith in is the person of Jesus Christ.